more principles. Get your sleep. This isn't a surprise or big secret. We all know we need to get a good sleep. But there's lots of reasons and excuses you'll find when you feel exhausted to not eat properly and to not exercise. We've all felt tired and we've all had that day. We've all had this experience. We know it's true. But a lack of sleep increases your risk for obesity for lots of different reasons, whatever they are, but make sure we get our sleep. Mental and emotional self-care. If we are not mentally and emotionally strong, we are not going to be able to make the tough decisions in the moment, especially during this time of COVID. Get outside, do something for yourself that you like sitting down and reading your book. Do those things for yourself to make sure that you're mentally and emotionally prepared to move forward here. I need more of my horses in my life. And the last thing, move your body. Some valuable information I found was that vigorous walking burns about 4 calories per minute. So that 1 hour of brisk walking per day burns about 240 calories. Running is even better, burning about 6 to 8 calories per minute. Physical activity helps preserve the amount of muscle tissue or muscle mass people have, and exercises with weight or some resistance of some sorts may increase muscle mass. Because muscle tissue, even at rest, burns more calories than fat tissue, having more muscle increases the metabolic rate, or the amount of calories the body burns while at rest. So there's no getting around this one. We need to move our bodies so we can create that caloric deficit. You just gotta do it. So let's talk about that. Let's skip over to some basic fitness principles. These are principles I learned throughout my education or my exposure to different trainers and their programs like Insanity or P90X as I've tried them and come exposed to them. How often should I work out? The fact of the matter is you have to burn more calories than you take in. So we're going to discuss this more later on in the course. I would recommend about half hour a day is ideal. And if you want to put on some muscle, you need to hit that muscle or that muscle group 2 times or more a week. We don't want to injure ourselves, so make sure you do your warm up and cool down. And you need to make sure you have time for a good stretch, or maybe 2. But please, please, please do not stretch cold muscles. That's a really good way to pull something. So maybe after your warm up, you can have a stretch. Then after your exercise in your cool down, when your muscles are still warm, you can have a stretch. But I've found for myself as I age, I need my stretches and to increase my flexibility and range of motion almost as much as I need to be active to stay healthy, but getting old stinks. Having good form is so important so we don't injure ourselves. I found some great advice from Jillian Michaels on YouTube, and she said it's so important if you're a beginner to working out, instead of just searching 10-minute ab workouts, stick the word beginner in there and search 10-minute ab workouts for beginner. I meant beginners. Or if you're going to do stair workouts, then put beginner 10-minute stair workout or beginner stair workout and search for those beginner workouts and find the expert advice. There's lots of personal trainers out there on YouTube or Google or anywhere that for free teach you how to do foundational moves properly. For example, if you want to start doing squats, and you've never learned how to do a squat properly, get the expert advice, YouTube proper form for squats. That way you can be sure to learn how to do it properly to protect your body. So get the expert advice that's out there. All right, a couple more fitness principles we're going to discuss. Avoid plateaus. Plateaus are a sudden and dramatic decrease in the noticeable results of your regular workouts. They can be strength, notice strength-wise, they can be in your cardiovascular training, you can notice them, or weight loss efforts. So to avoid plateaus, every 12 to 16 weeks, you need to kind of change your exercises. One way to do this is to rotate between interval training or HIIT training and long distance training. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. Interval training is when you train at a really high intensity for a short period of time, and then you drop it back down to low intensity for a period of time, and then back up to a high, and you go back and forth in intervals. There's tons of HIIT workouts. I've included a link to beginner HIIT training on YouTube in the course content if you are interested, but long distance is great as well. So for example, for me, after baby number 4, I started really heavy in the long distance cardio, and I hit a plateau. And so what I did is I added some muscle workouts and threw those in there, and I kind of switched to some more interval training. I started doing Insanity DVDs instead of so much long, slow distance cardio. So add or change up your muscular workouts. That will help you avoid the plateau and to keep your energy systems from getting too comfortable. So your muscles can hit a plateau as well. So you need to rotate between training your muscles for muscular endurance or lifting weights for a long period of time. Hypertrophy, which is the same as like muscle size, so if you're going for tone and definition. And power, which is muscular strength. So you need to rotate between those, working those different body systems as well. Ladies, you don't have to worry about getting the big, huge, bulky muscles. Those girls who have those big, bulky bodies, they have worked so hard to get those results. You will not accidentally get them, so do not be scared to have muscles. Like I said before, muscles increase your metabolism, so we need to have them. I love my kids, and they will help you from hitting plateaus. So how do we train for these things? Okay, so if you're going to train for muscular endurance, which is where I recommend starting if you are new to resistance training or weightlifting or anything like that, it's 12 or more reps per set with lighter weights. So weights that you can lift for a longer period of time. I recommend starting here because with lighter weights, you're less likely to injure yourself. If you're going to rotate to hypertrophy or muscle size, you're going to go 6 to 12 reps per set with a medium amount of weight. So if I wanted to go 10 reps, then ideally I want to find my 10 rep max, and that's what I lift 10 times. That means the maximum amount of weight that I can lift 10 times, that's what I want to be lifting. Okay, and then if you're going to switch to strength or power, 1 to 5 reps per set with heavy weights. So if you're doing 3 reps, you want to find your 3 rep max and you want to be lifting that 3 times. So see the uploads in the course content for some YouTube workouts, TDEE calculators like I talked about before. I also included some stationary bike intervals that I used to love doing. Love. They hurt so good. Maybe you will like them. And a couple workout routines I've created throughout my degree and experiences since. Those workouts, they're for an intermediate level weightlifter or person who has some exposure and experience to resistance training. And they are kind of for someone who has access to some equipment or to a fitness center or something. But take a look because you might find some useful stuff in there. All right, so here's some of the sources that I told you I would cite. I will also include it in the course content so you can go to the links as well. But I hope you're feeling more equipped and prepared to make your nutrition and workout plans so you can move forward in your endeavors to get fit and lose weight. And I will see you in Module 2. I'm so glad that's over. That was actually really nerve-wracking.